out. Please try again.
This meeting is being live streamed. Got it.
Oh my, is it? Oh my God, my thing says go live. It's actually live. I'm sorry, but I'm just getting a different message. So on YouTube, you see us? I'm sorry, everyone. I see nothing.
This meeting is being live streamed. Got it.
Thank you. All right. See, I still have the connection has timed out. All right. I'm coming back. I'm sorry, everyone. Like that was so odd. It wouldn't do it. All right. Anyway. Hi. Welcome. Welcome to the Quest Show. That was a bit of a technical difficulty. We do apologize, and we apologize for being a little late. We're sorry, but welcome. We're glad you all have made it. I hope you had a wonderful Mother's Day. We are going to get started with the show real quick. However, we are going to first ask you all to please do what we ask every single week. Please give us the thumbs up, share this video to your friends, family, and your soulmates. And subscribe. And thank you to all of our new subscribers. We appreciate it. How was your Mother's Day, ma'am?
Girl, my Mother's Day was maze balls.
Did you sleep?
Of course I did, girl.
That's the best.
Of course I did. And I have to give a shout out to my fantabulous sister Lisa, because for Mother's Day, she planned a little getaway to my most favorite place on earth, South Beach, for my birthday.
Yay! Stop playing. Stop playing. That's amazing.
Oh my God.
It's gonna be really hot. August, right?
Girl, and the blue water is right there for you to dip on into.
Yeah.
The hotel has a couple of pools. We will keep it moving.
Yeah. Now that
yes, I've been for my birthday before. It can be like brutally hot, but that's okay. That's okay.
He said brutal. No, I know brutal hot because Alabama is no joke. You can fry them eggs on the pavement. That's not a lie. That is the truth. But I imagine Florida's more humid.
Probably so, girl. Yeah. I love it all. I do.
Yeah, girl. So what you got?
So for an honorable mention, I just want to just mention Ukraine for a moment, because of course the war is still ongoing. There have been several visits, as we talked about, Anthony Blinken and Lloyd Austin. And we are happy to let everyone know the city of Mariupol, which is where the last fighters and civilians had been holed up in the steel plant, have been evacuated. So all the women, elderly and children, they are now pleading for help. I don't know the current status. They wanted to try to get the wounded soldiers out, but the citizens, the civilians are out. So that's very good to hear. And the fighting continues on.
Least, yeah, girl, until the end. They're not until the end. Until the end. Wow. I appreciate it. And I'm glad that those people got out, because I know right before then they did not even have contact with them. So that's great that they
for
got
quite a
them out.
while.
Right.
So.
Right. And they've been in there for 2 months, Shell.
You know what? But you know what is amazing? And Russia has been very indiscriminate, right? About where they are dropping missiles and bombing and things like that. But the fact that they were holding on to that one steel plant. I mean, it wasn't a small little corner store or whatever. But I mean, oh my gosh, I like those Ukrainians. I cannot say anything bad about them. And just also knowing that they were protecting civilians. Like, it's not just a building. The building's done. The plant is done. But just knowing that there were civilians, children, women, elderly down there, that they were trying to keep, wanted to keep safe until they could be evacuated. So,
wow. That is definitely a country you want in NATO at some point.
It really is. We'll see.
Nobody
lives forever.
It's true. It is true. All right. Well, let's move on to the interest rate. I know no one wants to talk about this stuff because it is a little boring, but let's just go through it real quickly. The interest rate did get a small hike on this week, and he did warn us about this a few times that they were going to raise the interest rate. Everyone will not be impacted. If you want to buy a home now, you will be impacted because you are going to pay more interest. Credit cards are going to have more interest. If you already have a house, you will not be impacted. Well, if you have a fixed loan, if you don't,
you know what? Let me just interrupt you for a moment, because interest rate hikes do impact everyone. And we need to let everyone know that this is not just an arbitrary thing that the Treasury decided to do. This is an effort and to curb the inflation that is going on.
Well, absolutely. I only meant like, right, to curb the inflation, but it's not going to impact everyone's pocket the same. You know what I mean? Because of the interest rates. Because if you already have a house, it's not going to mess with your mortgage. Your mortgage is not going to go up. If you I wouldn't buy a house right now. That's going to be expensive. Your credit, well, I guess your credit cards will go up. Yeah, but yeah, you're right. Absolutely. It's to combat inflation, or what's your other word?
Hopefully lower prices. I mean, that's like the purpose of it, like to absolutely to charge the banks, right? And I mean, they do pass it along to us in the form of mortgages and things like that. But for the banks to pay a little bit more in interest in order to try to bring the rising prices down. So
right, by slowing the spending. Right. They want you to slow down the spending. So they're gonna charge more for things so that you're not buying up all of the things, which will work. It's just going to take a while. It's not an instantaneous fix, but Anna's right. It's going to drive the prices down if we slow down, because we have the inflation because there's not enough supply, as we know, to meet the demand. So we have to slow down everyone's spending. So that's what the interest rate hike does. Hopefully we only need one. And I just want to say too, we shouldn't conflate what's happening with the gas with what's happening with inflation. And we also should remember that inflation is worldwide. It's not just in America, it is worldwide. Gas is different than inflation. That's a whole nother situation. And the prices are rising a little bit because of Putin's war on Ukraine. A lot of it is gas gouging because, girl, the barrels, the oil barrel prices are going down. Those prices again. The prices are down. Why is oil still going up?
Let's talk about this for just 5 minutes, because I remember this was back like 2004. No. 2005, 2006, because I was considering buying the vehicle that I do now, and I own an SUV. And it was like around that time, 2007, 2008, that gas prices jacked up to like over $4 a gallon. Remember that?
Right.
Yeah. And here's the thing. I distinctly remember that when the price of oil, the barrel of a price of oil went down, those gas prices never fell back down to the levels that corresponded with the low. I mean, it would because it was a issue for a moment, like OPEC and the Saudi nations. I remember wanted to like tighten supply because crude was so inexpensive. And now, like you said, it's dropping again. We are not going to see that corresponding drop. Like there's so much that goes into gas prices. A little bit is Putin's war, because the war in Ukraine is affecting Europe as a whole, which in turn that indirectly affects us. But it's the companies. It is being springtime and people travel. It is COVID restrictions or COVID, coming back down. So people are getting out more and doing things. It is people going back to work. Like there's so many things that the media really just does not explain as far as what goes into inflation, what goes into why our gas prices are rising. They just want to harp on
inflation,
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 word,
inflation. And then they keep forgetting to mention what Republicans are doing to sabotage everything, because remember, Republicans want inflation in the news. They don't want us to talk about the culture war and what they're doing, and we'll get to that. They want us to talk about inflation, something that no administration can fix. It has to be fixed slowly, and it's gonna, level out on its own. But they want us talking about that because, as you talked about a couple of weeks ago, Abbott holding up the trucks and our fruits and the vegetables. That's
how
inflation.
much did that affect our GDP, our gross domestic product?
Exactly.
Like, again, it was, what did I say, hundreds of millions of dollars?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. And then
that's just a week. I'm sorry.
No,
was just like a week that affected our produce prices, supermarket prices.
Yes.
So imagine, the war being extended, or just different things going on. There's like a confluence of things coming together that are informing a lot of the inflation, rising prices, rising gas prices,
and all of it. And then also, too, we talked about this last night. They just confirmed Lisa Cook. Right to the Federal Reserve Governor's Board, right? She's the first Black woman going there, and actually they confirmed one more person. That was breaking news today. So they confirmed, I think that makes 3 of Biden's 5 picks. They've been holding them up because this is the fix as well, because these are economists, doctors of economy, who know what to do to help inflation, but Republicans have been obstructing their confirmations.
Right. And here's the thing, and we know full well that the former guy's administration had incompetence abound.
Right.
So it's not even like they had any type of real reliance on the people that got to be there when they came into office.
Right.
And like, it's over a year later, and he's just getting people confirmed to the Treasury.
Just getting people confirmed to the
Treasury. What if these people had been in place all along? What might measures may have been able to be taken to prevent some of this? Because Biden saw the war coming, right? So you just never know.
Right.
You just never know.
Exactly.
So, but anyway, let's move on.
What you got? What you got?
You know what? This ties in with Mother's Day and with Ukraine again. And I am so very proud of our First Lady, Dr. Jill Biden. She made a surprise visit Ukraine's First Lady on Mother's Day, presented her with flowers. They sat and talked for over an hour. She actually came out of hiding. No one had seen President Zelensky's wife since the war began.
Right.
And I just think what a fitting, moving gesture. You know what I mean?
Right.
For the First Lady to travel to a war zone, because they met in Kyiv.
War zone, exactly.
And the First Lady of Ukraine, actually, Zelenska.
Yeah, isn't that amazing?
Zelenska, acknowledge that, that they are actively at war, and what a great a deal of courage that it took for her to come. So I just think, from the First Lady to the President to our first Black Madam Vice President Kamala Harris, to Lloyd Austin, to Anthony Blinken, to Jen Psaki, we have, I think, re-elevated ourselves in record time, rehabilitated our image in record time, and not a moment too soon.
Right. Do you know she wrote Jill Biden a letter back in April?
She really?
Yes, she did. She wrote Jill a letter about, what the people of Ukraine were going through, what she was going through. And that's what prompted, Dr. Biden to say, wow, let me go. And let's not forget Pelosi and her crew. Pelosi,
I know, right?
If like all of them, and as Republicans could have gone, that could have been a bipartisan trip.
Absolutely. Oh, you know what? I have an off-camera emergency. Excuse me.
Go right. I will keep on going. Hi, everyone. While she's gone, I'm going to say hi, Ghost, Andrea, anyone else, Michelle in there. I'm going to keep the show going. So we're going to talk about next. We are apparently running out of COVID funding. Oh, is she coming back? Maybe she is.
Yeah,
Oh, you're
I'm
back.
just going to say that
Go ahead.
it kind of involved a cat.
I was about to go on to the COVID funding.
We can go into the COVID funding.
And the boosters are running out.
Yeah, right. For people who have not, wait, let me back up, because part of the reason that boosters are running out is because the good old Republicans will not let the new COVID bill advance.
Right.
Once again, we are back to 2020 with this, let them eat cake mentality. I just really don't know what to say at this point. I just really don't.
Right. And it will run out because the government, I guess, pre-ordered all of these tests, millions of tests. So once those pre-ordered tests are gone, kits, vaccines, all of that. So it's not even just the boosters, it's all of it, because because uninsured people will not be getting reimbursed for those vaccines and kits and all those things anymore.
So we're going to say it again. If you have not gotten your booster, if you are eligible for a second booster, and I believe that's 4 months after your first, correct? And if you're over 50 or have other underlying health conditions. If you have yet to get your first vaccine, you're 3 behind. Get it together. And I'm going to go ahead and just talk right into the camera to my people, my Black people. Please, please, please go and get your vaccines. I know y'all don't believe the whole microchip thing. And guess what? It's been proven that there are none. There've been billions and billions and billions and billions and billions of doses administered. It does not, make your finger fall off, your hair fall out, any of that stuff. It will, however, save your life. Save your life.
Save your life, because unfortunately, go ahead. COVID. Sorry. No. Yes. Oh, yeah. I just wanted to mention that we did have a grim milestone. We've gone up to 1 million deaths due to COVID. So, we about to run out of boosters, y'all. You better go on and get these shots. Stop playing before another variant comes out here. Stop playing. Speaking of vaccines, let's talk about Alzheimer's. I was watching the local news, which I don't do all the time, but I heard that here in Massachusetts and Boston, they are going to be trialing a vaccine to treat Alzheimer's on humans. So I guess this vaccine.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that crazy?
It's been tested.
Yes, they fast tracked it through the FDA. They've been working on this vaccine for a while, but now they're going to be doing the human trials at Brigham and Women's Hospital in Boston. And you know what's funny? So I had to look this up because my grandmother had dementia, and I always thought that dementia and Alzheimer's were two different things, and I had to look it up. So I guess dementia is not a disease, so that's what the difference is. Dementia is, from Alzheimer's. That's right. What that. I always thought it was two different things. I don't know why, because everyone
just go from having dementia to full-blown Alzheimer's, correct? Yeah.
Right. So everyone's like, she has dementia. I'm like, well, did she not have Alzheimer's?
She's very. Well, you know what? My grandmother had Alzheimer's, and it started as dementia. Right. And I would say by the time she passed, she just wasn't there at all. So maybe it's the stages, right? I guess, right. That makes the difference, or I don't know. But a vaccine,
that's gonna save so many families that heartache, because I don't know how many of you out here has had someone in your family that has had that. Honor and I have. My grandmother thought that she was married to Elvis. for the longest time. Right? Like she was in Alabama. We brought her here to Massachusetts. She lived with us for as long as we could have her until we had to put her in a home because she kept trying to leave and get the sheriff. She was calling the sheriff on us. Like, no, legitimately, she was running out of the house.
For real?
No, yes, she was running out of the house looking for the sheriff
to tell them on y'all.
To tell them because she was supposed to be with her husband, Elvis Presley. Correct. I mean, we're laughing about it now, but it's just, it's sad. It definitely is sad when, those are the funny parts, but when they don't know who you are anymore, it's, those, the bonds are hard, at the end. So
they really are. They really are.
I wonder if the anti-vaxxers are going to be using this. What you think?
Well, I mean, for them, it would kind of seem like they get to live forever. I would think that they would be lining up.
Right. So this vaccine is okay, but the COVID vaccine is not, I guess.
Well, I mean, you don't want to die of old age, a disease that, happens later in life. But yes, let's go at 46.
It's just such a weird thing. Anyway, so also this the company Vaccinity is located in Dallas. They're going to be working on other vaccines to be treating chronic diseases and illnesses. That's pretty amazing. I hope they get a cure for cancer one of these days. But, what's next? What we got going on?
So, vaccine.
Some LaCrosse.
Y'all.
Set it up, girl. Set it up.
This is a watch this space story because it is evolving.
Yeah.
So the Delaware State women's lacrosse team, Delaware State is an HBCU, was traveling back from Florida, wasn't it? It was Florida where they attended a tournament. And they were stopped in Georgia by the sheriff's department because the bus was traveling illegally in the left lane, which turns out he really wasn't. And then once he got on the bus, the sheriff then proceeded to tell the girls that if any of them have anything, he should let them know now. They should let him know now,
right?
Because they're going to find it or something like that.
Yeah, they're gonna find it, and your chaperones ain't gonna be too happy. Like,
right. Yeah. Let's shame the Black women,
right?
That, Anyway, they proceeded with K9 units to search the contents of these women's bags. They opened a senior's graduation present from her family, and they proceeded to tell their boss, whoever, that they didn't do any of that.
Go back up 1 second. Let's just say what they said, because this was that part was hilarious. Let's not. I know we gotta go, but so they took the girl's gift out of her luggage that was, underneath the bus, came back in. Who does this belong to? The girl said me, and they said, what's in it? Now it's wrapped. It's wrapped.
And then she said, I don't know. I was told not to open it until I got home.
You know what he said? Yeah, exactly. Do you know what he said? Who accepts a gift and doesn't know what's in it?
He did say that. Thank you.
What? Sorry, keep going. Now it's just
you know what? Actually, because it's May 12th, we should probably start a list of stupid things said during 2022. I don't know who accepts a gift knowing what's right, because I always know what's in my gifts before I open it.
Exactly. Before I open it.
Surprised anyway when I do.
Right. I just ask, what is it? I just don't even open it. What is it? Okay.
Right. Well, right. I bothered to pick it out and everything, thinking that I would like it and you wanted to see me open it, but just tell me what it is.
Right. Girl, sorry.
No, so anyway, but they proceeded to tell their boss that none of that happened, but they did manage to have on their body worn cameras. Yay! But someone
working.
forgetting to turn on their body worn
They forgot to turn it off.
But it's either they forgot when it's not there,
right?
They forgot to turn it on, and
right?
It just didn't activate as it was supposed to, right?
Right.
So, body worn cam all up in the girl's bag. You can see the Kleenex marking on the little tissue pad. I mean, exaggerating, but just absolutely ridiculous. And then I don't think he even cited that driver.
No, he didn't.
And then let them go.
Right. He didn't. After 40 minutes. After 40 minutes.
How terrorizing that is.
Terrorizing. Those girls were like saying, no, sir. Does anyone have drugs here? No, sir. Like they were just as polite, you know what I mean? And then the coach said it took them a little while before they even spoke to each other when they got to drive off, because they individually had to
trying to like process. What just happened?
Trying to process.
Happened? We are on our way home from an athletic tournament,
which they knew.
Just
you knew,
happened.
And they know it's a lacrosse team. You know it's a lacrosse team. Oh, but you know this route right here, we get the human traffickers and the drug people smuggling drugs. It's like, really? That's what these girls are doing. Everybody. So you heard that Brittany Griner allegedly had some drugs. So I guess you think all of the Black female athletes just, because he did say, and the vape pens, like they said that too.
They did.
I cannot with the. Here's a good thing. The president of Delaware State works for the Biden administration.
One of the other things that I heard was that the father of one of the students is a civil rights attorney.
Girl, stop playing. And Biden's from Delaware. So we just stop playing. Wait
a minute. Did Dr. Jill Biden, was she teaching at Delaware State or was it somewhere else?
Ooh, let us know, guys.
Yeah, let us know if you can.
Yeah, because that may be the connection with the president of Delaware State, because the president of Delaware State is like the HBCU liaison in the White House.
Okay.
Yeah. So that could be why.
It's a watch this space, because it is going to be investigated.
Yeah. Oh,
well, it is being investigated.
The sheriff of the township.
Go ahead, say it.
He is Black in skin color. We don't know, if he's Black. He's Black, but we don't know if he's Black.
Well, he's certainly blue. He's riding that blue line. He's riding for his cop. Looking like a jackass.
Girl, the minute he was
they didn't look through their stuff.
Like, are you joking, brother? Are you joking? What do you mean they didn't look? So they're lying? How did he get the gift? If they didn't, how did he get the gift?
Right. If they never went down there to begin with.
The gift's in her bag.
I want to know, and I guess this is possible. Maybe when he got on the bus, he saw like all these Black girls, and he was like, "Oh hell no, they don't play lacrosse. They smuggling."
Yeah. Girl, you right. If they even knew what lacrosse was in that honky tonk town.
All right, let's move. This will be updated. We will be following this.
Oh, yes. All right. Quotes and questions. Get your thinking caps on, everyone. And we're about to play this game. Anyone out there that is not in the chat, it's time to get into the chat so you can play the game.
Yeah.
Are you ready, Honor?
I'm ready. Although I haven't seen any TV. So depending on how good or how bad it is, I'm going to try and guess who it is.
It's all kind of centered around the same of the stuff. I'm going to give some hints. Okay, so let's go. Let's see. Justices who ban abortion should raise every unwanted child. Radio, male, Jewish.
Oh, see?
Justices who ban abortion should raise every unwanted child. I wish I had my glasses. Hopefully there's not a big delay.
It's evolved.
Yes.
Over the years.
I did not. That, yeah, you know what I mean? That relationship he had with,
I mean, going from, some of the people he used to have on his show and some of the things that he allowed to be said.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Ghost coming in with the Howard Stern. Who else? Okay, Howard. Oh, look at Michelle. Wow.
All right.
Wow. I thought no one would get that. Nice. Howard Stern. Yes, justices who ban abortion should raise every unwanted child. Said by Howard Stern. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Let's see. This one was all over social media. How many of the women who oppose the SCOTUS overturning Roe are overeducated and underloved millennials? How many of the women who oppose the SCOTUS overturning Roe are overeducated and underloved millennials? Male, congressman.
Piece of trash?
Piece of trash. Underage girls. Male, congressman, underage girls. Those are your hints.
Well, I mean, overeducated and underloved. Does that, I mean, in anybody over 30, that kind of qualifies. That is horrible.
Such a weird thing to say, right?
It's so misogynistic on so many levels. I mean, it brings up the old wives thing, old maids thing. Yes. It brings up the physical appearance.
Overeducated and underloved millennials. Okay, so let's see. Michelle says Gates.
Barefoot in the kitchen.
Goes Gates. Andrea Gates, you guys are correct. Matt Gates, because Matt Gates loves the undereducated and exactly under millennials.
I like them undereducated, as in they haven't even finished their education yet.
Exactly. Like for him to say that's like, dude, that's what? Disgusting. Ew, you're definitely gross. Okay, let's see. What time is it?
Nesta daddy. What happened to Nesta, Andrea?
Where is Nesta?
Especially since he got married, right? Nesta just kind of dropped off the face of the earth.
Right. Oh my goodness, he's cleaning someone else's pool. Maybe he's at Lindsay's house. All right, next.
Girl, stop playing, because I mean, truth is stranger than fiction these days.
Seriously, he's like, can I borrow your Nesta?
All right.
All right, next quote.
He's pregnant, ghost. And hiding.
Yeah, Rihanna wearing them little shorts.
Right.
Oh my goodness. Okay, next quote, everyone. Will this institution survive the stench that this creates in public perception? Talking about the overturning of Roe. Will this institution survive the stench that this creates in public perception? I'm sorry, I read that wrong. Will this institution survive the stench that this creates in public perception? Judge, third woman to hold her position, Cuba. Those are your hints.
Good quotes this week.
Thank y'all. Will this institution survive the stench that this creates in public perception?
No.
He's hiding in the crib. I can't believe Ghost said Nest is pregnant. I can't. Oh,
Kylie Jenner.
Michelle coming home.
Go ahead, Michelle.
Oh my God, Andrea coming in the back. Sotomayor, what you say? What say you, Ghost? Wait for Ghost.
Ghost still laughing at his joke.
It was funny. Well, Andrew started it with nothing. Oh my goodness. Yes, Sotomayor. Good job. Do we have time for one more? One more. One more. Let's see. One more. Here is a good one. If this leaked draft opinion is the final decision, it would be completely inconsistent with what Gorsuch and Kavanaugh said at hearings and in my office.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Yeah, you said, did I get a Jerry curl? He's so stupid.
Going back. They bringing back the mom jeans, girl. Go right ahead.
Just like turning it with like, you see, like,
I'm giving a hint. The person's name begins.
They getting it, girl. They getting looking.
I know, but I'm just.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Her last name begins with the same letter as clown does.
And the other one that rhymes with bunt. If this leaked draft opinion is the final decision, it would be completely inconsistent with what Gorsuch and Kavanaugh said at hearings and in my office.
Stoney Jackson.
Oh my God, I totally look like Stoney Jackson. Can y'all just answer the question? Oh my God.
Yeah. I could see Eric LaSalle back in the day.
Okay, people who are listening or listen to us are going to be like, what are they even talking about? We're trying to get them to do the quote. Only one guess. We got Michelle said Collins. If this leaked draft opinion is the final decision, it would be completely inconsistent with what Gorsuch and Kavanaugh said in my office. Yes, Michelle is correct. Susan Collins, as they are in the chat, cracking
or Susan
on...
Clown. I mean, they both begin with C.
Ooh.
Just saying.
I love Clown because she really looks like a clown with that caked on stuff, but
talking stupid stuff out of her mouth.
Oh my God!
They
like she really
to me.
That.
What? I can't. We're not going to go with Susan right now.
And Murkowski. Just unbelievable. The two of them. Girl, you do what Mitch McConnell says. So stop acting like you got a brain of your own, because you do not. They told me that he would not. You already knew when he walked into your office, he was like, listen, this is the deal.
They still cracking on you, Lana.
I know. They're going to be drippy dreads. And Ghost like, what's the question?
Is having a ball with your hairstyle tonight.
That's okay. I'll be what do you call it? Jerry curl. What's the other one? I don't even know what the other one is. There was two.
It was like the Jerry curl and like the lustre curl. Or
something. Like yeah. And then the other one where you had to. Oh, maybe that was a Jerry curl where you had to put the rods in. All right, guys, we are going to wrap up with our last topic that we have not spoken about this whole show. I'm very surprised that we haven't talked about.
Well, you
Roe
know what,
v.
Susan
Wade.
is a good lead up
Oh,
to
it
that,
sure is.
because
Yeah,
had she not been so gullible,
right.
we may not be in this position.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we weren't on last week, but the week before there was a leaked draft of the SCOTUS opinion that likely will be overturning Roe v. Wade. Anna and I wanted to talk about this on like just a different, because everyone's already gone through like the bad things every state's going to be doing, and it's banned even if rape, even if we've talked about that, but we wanted to talk about the other issue because we want men to
Understand
get in, that this is going to impact you
it still
too.
takes two to tango. I like you said, there was a leaked draft that indicates that they are well prepared to overturn Roe v. Wade, and there are, is it 15 states or is it 26 that have trigger laws that are to go in effect the minute that happens, banning abortions within the states. And we have talked about on this show maternal outcomes,
Right.
health disparities for different states, especially southern states. It is widely known that abortion, the lack of access to abortion is going to disparately affect low-income women of color. And they've just, I don't know, they've just let another Pandora's box has been opened. They're going to ban abortion, and now they're going to ban contraceptives, and now it's going to be criminalized.
Right.
And the one thing that I think is being overlooked here, like it's all the woman, she's doing this, she's doing this, she's doing this. There was only one woman that we know of that had an Immaculate Conception, and her name was Mary.
Not, I was going to say not Mary from Holland, but Mary. Not our Mary.
Not no one since. No one we ever met, not in this lifetime, not passed down from that. Nobody. It takes two. It takes a man and a woman. And if a woman is forced to carry a baby to term, there is a man, the father that created that baby, that has an equal obligation to that child, aside from what the states are going to do. And no one is talking about that, right? It's all the woman and like, no one's talking about that. The men are going to be adversely affected. These children are going to have to be taken care of. And guess what, men? These states are not going to step up to do it.
Right.
They are going to look for y'all to come and do your part.
Yeah,
I know
child support.
Oh, girl.
Child support.
You do not get in these social services here in Maryland if you do not have a child support case on file. At least that's how it used to be. And I can't see them having relaxed that at any point in time. So yeah, y'all are going to be on the hook. Y'all are going to be on the hook. Forget $500 for an abortion. Try $250,000 to raise your child until the age of 18, or however much it is going to cost. At this day and age.
No, you're absolutely right. And it's so frustrating too, because, if you go on social media, talk about this, tweet about this, you get a bunch of misogynist men or probably MAGAs talking about, well, close your legs, just pull your jeans up, just don't have sex. Like, so we supposed to be nuns now?
Like, you don't have sex.
Right, exactly. Like, do you want, it's like either you
it takes two. That's the part, right? We can have sex with ourselves and this wouldn't be an issue.
They either want you to just have all the babies, or they want you to go to a nun. Be a nun, go to a nunnery and don't have any babies. It's like either or, there's no middle place. And there's so many things about that, because we talk about the men, and there's another part to this too, not the rape and not the incest, but women can be intimate with a man who goes, I've had a vasectomy, or I can't have children,
girl.
right?
I can't make babies.
Right. I can't make babies. So now y'all stuck with a baby because somebody, and he has, what's the consequence for him? I mean, child support, I guess, because you should be putting them on, but.
Let me tell you, they need to be reforming child support laws. They need to be reforming social service laws.
Right.
There needs to be some legislation that goes along with that.
Right.
Amy, I think I told you that whole, well, I mean, you can just drop them off at the firehouse if you don't want them. That needs to be run in every Democratic campaign from now until the end of 2024.
Yeah. She's like,
and beyond.
Is there safe haven laws? Like, girl, what?
No, actually, there isn't a safe haven law against me dying in childbirth. Right. Who takes care of my kid then? And the other two that I'm going to leave behind.
Right. Absolutely.
You mentioned all the children. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
All the children that have been orphaned from COVID.
Right. Right. Because they're talking about adoption. Talking about you need to adopt, you need to foster, and absolutely all the kids. We're talking about 1 million people died. Those are mothers and fathers. Those are parents. So it's overwhelmed. The system is already overwhelmed. It was
grandparents taking care of grandchildren that already didn't have parents.
Girl, it was overwhelmed when I fostered, and that was years ago. I was a foster parent, and the system was overwhelmed there, and specifically for children of color.
They sit in the system longer.
They sit in the system and like I was telling you, it's traumatizing to be in the system, right? Because those kids that are in foster care that are waiting to be adopted, they're seeing kids, they're meeting kids left and right, thinking that these are going to be their siblings. And then they get pulled out because they're going to another foster home or they're going to be adopted out. Like, these kids don't know how to bond. So now we're going to have a whole another generation of children that don't know how to bond, like
socialization skills.
Right. Don't have
issues.
Exactly. Like, what are they talking about right now? It's like that. How is any of this pro anybody's life?
I thought about, I was just thinking about that whole life. I mean, life begins at conception.
Right.
And I said, and it continues until death. Like, life does not stop when the baby's born. Like, y'all got it twisted. Right. Life does not begin at conception. Life begins once this baby is born and now has to be taken care of and raised for the rest of its life.
Absolutely.
They don't care what happens to the baby like after it's born.
Right.
It's just the clump needs to become a whole baby to be born.
Right. But that doesn't even make any sense, Shell, because if you're saying that once this baby is once this embryo or once the egg is fertilized, you're saying that now this is a life, this embryo is a life, then why aren't we getting benefits? Why can't we claim this? If I'm in a tax year, let me claim this clump of cells on I'm going to give it a name, and then you're going to let me claim it on my taxes.
And I want a social security number for it.
I want a social security. I want me some WIC. Like, I want all of the bennies that come with it. But they don't want to do that. So is it really? For the people who are anti-science, they running around here like they doggone got PhDs. Like, well, what is this? So there are trigger laws here in Massachusetts. What do you guys have a protection for it?
It's already codified here in Maryland. I'm so proud of us. We've got a lot going on, but some things we have really been on the ball with. So it is codified. I know there are some states that have enshrined it in the state constitution so that it can't even be undone by like a new legislature coming in. We are not one of those states, but we're so blue. I just, thank God for living in the East.
Girl, thank God, because the New England states have that too, all but New Hampshire. We have
girl, New Hampshire is just going completely off the deep end.
Yeah. And they need it the most, let me tell you, because that state is being ravaged by opioid and all kinds of other nonsense going on up in New Hampshire.
I'm going to say this. They're going to have people popping out all of these babies, and these babies are not going to be what they think they're going to be.
Yeah.
Because very quickly, and we're running out of time. I just thought about this.
We started.
So they're not giving any exception for like rape or incest or anything like that, right? So what if your baby has Down syndrome?
Right.
Like,
I have
other abnormalities or things like that. Like, this is not, y'all are not, guess what's not going to happen? A bunch of blonde-haired, blue-eyed babies are not going to all of a sudden populate the United States of America.
Right.
The Handmaid's Tale.
Right.
Isn't that fiction?
Girl, maybe. I don't know. They're trying to make it true. But when you say that, so you're going to be forced to have children that, there are fetuses that cannot survive outside of the womb. Some have conditions, whereas, heart conditions, whatever, when they say this baby is not likely to survive 3 months or 4 months, and they give you a decision, right? Like, that just really happens. And I've read stories about that where women were forced. Yeah, women were forced to have a baby, but yours came out great. But there are some that don't.
What I was saying is, my son was diagnosed with a congenital heart defect.
Mm-hmm.
And with the particular diagnosis that they gave him, it carried, it was operable, but it also carried like a 30% chance of him having Down syndrome. And they said, and if that were the case, that he would likely not make it through the first year of life. So we had to go through additional testing to see if, everything was normal as far as chromosomes and development. And it was, but if it had turned out, I would have had to have made a decision, and it would have been a later term decision because of when they discovered, just when you get your sonograms and things like that, it would have been so. So in today's world, I would have been carrying a baby that I knew was not going to live until 1, and he was going to have major heart defects along with having Down syndrome. And
possibly major medical bills, right? So like none of this, like, again, just thank God for the state. I remember when I had my last, which is 7 years after, my other one. So I was done when I was pregnant with my last one, just finished. And my ex said to me, we don't have to do this. So this is a family. Right.
This is your husband.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Me and my husband, because we already had 3. Like I said, there's a 7-year difference between, my youngest and then the next. Did we want to start all over? So he was like, you don't have to do this. Because I was crying. I'm like, what? Right. But we had that choice.
This is the epitome, right? It's a family.
Right. Exactly.
Man. And they, the 2 people that made that baby should be able to come together and make a decision about what is going to happen with that baby.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's just that simple.
That simple. And in the absence of the man having a strong opinion, against, we still get to make guess what? If we want to, we still can. But we shouldn't have to under any circumstances. We should never have to.
Right. So just be saying stuff.
You got some news to tell us, DA? Somebody's fertile?
I'm like, who's he talking to? I'm like the opposite of fertile. That's why that was like 7 years between. But yes, man. Oh my God, that's just some heavy news. But more of the story, men, we need you guys to fight. We need you to fight for us.
Because this affects you too.
Yeah.
We need you to fight for you and your pocket.
Yeah. There you
like whatever
fight for your pocket.
Pick up and figure it out. Fight for your pockets. Do what you gotta do.
Girl, you
Children
ain't
are not cheap.
Girl, say that again. Fight for your pocket.
And guess who's not going to be footing the bill for your children that they're forcing you to have? The government. Men, you better wake up. You better pull that sleep out your eyes.
Mm-hmm. You're right. No, it's true. Because them states will probably have like the strictest, like you said, they will have the strictest child support and all kind of law. They're about to throw y'all in jail too. You think it's just gonna be women? Okay. Think about it.
Right, because I had the baby. Right. I'm past the criminal phase of it. Now it's on you. Now it's on you. I plopped it out. Now it's on you. There you go. Boom. 18 years. There you go. Month after month after month for 18 years.
Yeah. All right, guys, let's do some Black excellence.
Black excellence. I'm sorry. I just one more.
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
DA is announcing he has already been on Maury 22 times. So don't be a DA.
Don't be a DA. He sounds like a sperm donor.
Right? You sound fertile.
You're right. Exactly. Those sperms are jumping. Like, what's happening? Just like, oh gosh. All right, let's talk about someone who has not been on Maury. Dr. John Morton-Finney, born June 25th, 1889, died January 28th, 1998, at the age of 108 years old. Mm-hmm. He was an accomplished lawyer, civil rights activist, and an academic who accumulated 11 degrees over the course of his life. He served in World War I as a Buffalo soldier before the beginning of his pursuits in academics. Mm-hmm. His father was a former slave, and his mom, a free woman, taught their children the value of education. Though Morton-Finney was only 14 when his mother passed away, he shared her love for education. He earned his first degree in 1916 from Lincoln College in Jefferson City, Missouri. Mm-hmm. While working full-time, he continued his education. He successfully completed all of the degree requirements to receive his PhD in education. But he decided to turn down that degree and chose law, and earned 5 degrees in the area of law, including his first law degree from Lincoln College in 1935 and his JD from Indiana University in 1946 at the age of 57.
Wow.
He entered private practice and eventually was allowed to argue cases before the Indiana Supreme Court. He continued his education, earning his last academic degree from Butler University at the age of 75.
Oh, I still got time to go collect some degrees.
In 1972, John Morton-Finney, 83, was admitted to practice law before the United States Supreme Court.
Wow.
At 83. At age 96, he earned his Doctor of Letters degree through Lincoln College. I'm not sure what that is. He was inducted to the National Bar Association Hall of Fame in 1991 before retiring in 1996 at the age of 107 years old.
Wow.
Making him the longest practicing attorney in the United States. Leave it to a Black man. That is some Black excellence.
I'm going to troop it out to the very end. And that thirst for learning.
11 degrees.
That's amazing. That's Black excellence.
He practiced law until 107.
During our lifetime.
Right. 1998, he passed. Right. At 108. So, wow, maybe that was probably keeping him alive. Mm-hmm. He died 1 year after he retired. Wow.
Well, he was always learning. So that's
Yeah.
amazing. That is a
Yeah.
great way to end the show.
Definitely an inspiration. So everyone, get your booster. If you have not gotten your booster, DA, instead of getting on Maury, go get your booster. Andrea, thank you. Ghost, thank you. Michelle, thank you. We appreciate y'all. Have a good weekend. You have any closing words, Honor?
Get your booster. Have a great weekend. Happy Friday Eve.
Yes.
We will see you next week.
Yes, we will. Thank you, Anna.